Have you ever looked yourself in the mirror and have a hard time recognizing the person you see? And I'm not talking about your looks, but I'm talking about the way you felt. I know we all experience those moments in our lives when we're trying to understand like what's the purpose of our life? And especially it's because we feel unhappy at that time. And it happened to me. My name is Rozo, and today I want to start sharing my story because the last year has been the best year of my life. And I want to share what changed. Because a year ago, I was the person that was unhappy. I was a person that I felt empty. I remember one day coming home from work, a long day of work, and then feeling unsatisfied with my life. And don't get me wrong, I had a great life at that time. I was married to a wonderful woman, beautiful, had three amazing children. I had a great job. I was able to support my family. Yet I felt empty. I felt there was something missing in my life, and I didn't know what it was. I felt unhappy. And the problem, or the biggest problem is not that you're not happy. The problem is that you do not know how to get there, how to be happy. And it took me days trying to figure out my emotions and figure out why I was feeling the way I felt. And it came down to one simple answer. And it was, at one point in my life, I lost control. I was not living life on my terms. I was just going through the motions. I was rolling with the punches. I was being reactive to my life, to the circumstances, and I was not making my own choices. And I figured this out because one morning I snoozed my alarm 5 times, and I was like, "This is crazy." And then I looked at my alarms, and I have 5 alarms, and I was like, "This is not unusual. This is me. This has been me for many years." I had to set up 5 alarms because every day I waited until the last moment. I waited until the very last second when I had to get up or I was going to be late to work. And I hated that. And yet I kept doing it. Morning after morning, day after day. I kept doing not what I wanted, but what I didn't want to do. And I was like, why am I doing this? And it's because I was not in control. I was being reactive. I was not choosing to live, but I was just living the life that I didn't want to. So that day, I decided to make some choices. I decided to make some changes in my life. And thank goodness I did, because this past year has been maybe the best year of my life. I'm closer to my family. I feel closer to God. I feel empowered to serve and help others. And it all started with a simple choice. It all started with taking control of my life. So I decided to create this series of videos where I will be sharing some principles I have learned in this past year that has helped me improve my life, that has helped me find the happiness that I found, master the art of fulfillment, and feeling that I'm contributing to the world, feeling that I'm making a difference, that I finally have found the purpose of my life. So today, I want to share 2 things. I want to share 2 steps, the first steps that helped me get to where I am today. And so step number 1, identify where you are and where you want to go. Just like when you walk into a shopping mall and you're like, okay, I need to go to a specific store. So the first thing you do is look for the little star that says you are here. And then you figure out, okay, where do I want to go? It's the same principle for life. We need to understand our current state. We need to understand where are we at that point in our lives. And that question applies to in many areas of our life, right? If it's our relationship with our spouse or our kids or other members of our family, we need to know where are we on that. If it's our relationship to God, where are we? if it's our business, if it's any other goal or journey in our lives, we need to understand what is our current state. And then, what is our ideal state? Where do we want to go? When we have those two answers, we can start tracing a line that is going to get us there. So step number one, understand where you are and where you want to be. The second step that I want to share today is take action. Is start moving towards your ideal state. For me, a year ago, it was simple. The first thing I needed to do was to figure out my mornings. I cannot keep snoozing the alarm time after time. I decided that I wanted to get up when I wanted to and not when I had to. And for that, I needed to decide the night before what time I was going to get up and then get up. And then decide and choosing what I wanted. I remember because I got up so late, I grabbed whatever I could find that will be my breakfast. So either cereal with milk or even just a fruit. It's not what I wanted, but it's what I had to do because I didn't have time. And so by getting up early in the morning, I was able to plan my breakfast. I was able to decide, okay, this is what I'm going to have tomorrow, and then have that for breakfast. I could decide, okay, this is what I'm going to wear, and then wear that day. Not like, I'm running, I don't have time. Let me grab the first shirt I find, the first pair of pants, and just put that on. Not anymore. I was able to plan and decide what is that I wanted to wear that day. What is that I wanted to eat? What is that I wanted to accomplish that day? What were some of my goals for that day? And then do them. Plan something that I could do towards my ideal state. Right? So remember, for step number one, we need to figure out our ideal state. And so what is something that I could do that day that will help me get closer to my ideal state? And the saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you walk a mile race? One step at a time. And so I was not trying to accomplish all my big dreams in one day. But I knew that if I found one thing, one action that will help me get closer to my goal, I was going to feel satisfied. I was going to start mastering the art of fulfillment. And so I started crafting those easy, simple steps that were going to help me get to my ideal state. And by doing that, my life started to change. I started coming home with more energy. I started seeing my relationship to my wife, to my kids, to God differently. I was able to work towards my ideal state because I knew what it was, and then I was able to create a plan for it. So today, I want to leave you with that. Start by figuring out where you are and where you want to be. Then figure out what can you do tomorrow. What is one thing that you can do tomorrow that will help you get you closer to where you want to be. Today's video has been a little longer just because I wanted to share a little bit of the why and how it started. But moving forward, I'll be sharing 5-minute videos where I will be talking about some principles, easy things that I have learned that will help you get to where you want to be. Look, life is not easy. And if it was, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be this fun ride. There's no way to climb a smooth mountain. You need to have those bumps so you can grow, so you can hold on to it and keep climbing. So if you find yourself in the same spot where I was a year ago, not happy, believe that there is a purpose for your life. Believe there's a way to achieve happiness and be happy. But you have to start understanding where you are today, recognizing your current state, deciding where you want to go, and then daily little steps that will get you closer. It's the only way. Take control of your life. Live life to the fullest. Bye.